Okay, I am fasted and caffeinated, so I'm gonna do my best to articulate my thoughts clearly. But the brain is going at about a bajillion miles per second right now, and yeah. So it's noon and it's Sunday. I'm at Washperk. Just worked this morning. Actually, pretty good session. I don't know what has changed, but the past 2 days I've been really like actually doing things useful. I've been scripting out videos. Finally, I'm taking action on what I've been talking about and scripting out bullet points for ideas so that they're ready to go and I just can hit record and record like a bunch of them. Um, so more coming soon at some point. I don't know when that's going to happen, but I'm kind of building up a list of video scripts and outlines. And I think I prioritized that over everything else. I had kind of a little backlog of notes to get through and kind of add to my second brain that I didn't get to until late, and I didn't get through all of them. But also, I today is Sunday, and typically I post my life update and newsletter on Sunday. And today is the first Sunday that I am back on the road and working again. So I think there's a couple different avenues that I'm thinking about right now. One is that I think there is a valid question that is, should I continue to post these? And here's my thought process. Because there's part of this that's like when you let me start up by the this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I didn't post any life updates while I was in Santa Fe with my family because I was valuing family time and or didn't prioritize doing them. That said, I had been consistent literally every single Sunday since June something, early July, on posting those every single Sunday. And there's an interesting thing that happens, and I think it comes up in a pattern. It has come up as a pattern in other people many times, and that is if you're like incredibly consistent with a habit and then you stop or like you make an excuse and you like don't show up to the gym one day or like you miss something, it becomes the next action becomes very important because once you break that habit of like when you start, this is what I found. When I started doing this with the newsletters and updates, I prioritized that work and made it a point of my day. I like worked around it. But once you stop, then it becomes there is a part of uh there's an excuse for not doing it. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Is now it's easy to be like, "Oh, I haven't been doing it. I don't need to like prioritize my day around it." And I think I felt that this morning because it was mostly the first half, but the second half of the morning when I was like, "Oh, I should probably do my life update." I didn't, and instead I worked through some of the notes that I had to add to my second brain. And so that's what I'm talking about. It's like you don't prioritize it anymore. And so I think this is I mean, there is part of this that is like, should I continue to do it? But the other part of this is like, are you just making an excuse to not do it? And so if I make it a reality, a possibility that on Sunday I don't write this blog post and newsletter, and I have precedent from the past 3 weeks or something like that, then like there shouldn't be a question, if that makes sense. There shouldn't be a question of, oh, should I do this? It's, I do this. But now, because I've set this precedent the past 3 weeks of on Sunday I don't do it, now there's a question of, do I do it or not? And so I hope that makes sense. To answer my question of should I continue to do it, I think it's still valuable. Um, for let me let me say this first. The whole reason I started them is to help remember my life, and that problem has not gone away. So whether people read them or not, the primary focus of them is for me looking back to read and remember what I did that week, what I did that month, where I was, and what I was thinking about. That problem has not gone away. So, in that sense, I should keep doing it. If there's friction in me trying to put them together, that's a different problem. And that becomes, how can I reduce that friction? In this early stage, it's probably more valuable for me to just put something out, whether that's however simple that is, just get something simple and put it up, rather than where I used to be, where the habit was developed and I could really think about like, all right, what kind of story do I want to put together? Um, so yeah, here's the full circle. This, I was going to start with this, but I'm actually going to end with this. So, because of that, I think it is still valuable for me to put out this blog post as well as get back on the newsletter train. Because of that, it's noon. I need food. I am going to Chipotle because it's going to save me time. Because what I'm going to do right after this is probably either go to the library or just work on my bed standing up. That didn't make any sense. Just never mind. My rationale for doing this is because I'm spending money to save me time to continue to work. Because this thing is valuable, I need to prioritize getting it done, and I need time to do that. And so I'm spending money to save me time for that lunch block. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. I hope this was valuable. It was valuable for me. I guess that's the point of that. So, I don't care if it was valuable for you. No, I'm just kidding. Uh, Anything else? Do I have anything else to say? Subscribe to my newsletter. I'm still figuring out the identity of what that is. But I'm feeling better about YouTube. That's for sure. I'm getting more. I think it's because of all the stories and parables and moments that I'm capturing, and the messages that I'm capturing in my second brain. I think it's partially because of that. Also because of ChatGPT. Hashtag shout out to ChatGPT for helping me. I have nothing else to say. It's Sunday. See you tomorrow. Bye.